Good evening and hello. My name is Renee D. Waring, and I am the founder of Uniquely and Wonderfully Made Ministries. Welcome to you all, and a special welcome to the new members of my community. I am glad to be able to speak with you this evening. The article that I'm going to be presenting is called Suicide in Older Adults, What You Should Know. My last presentation, I did part 1. In this presentation, I'll do part 2. This is an interview of Amanda Krisher, who is the Associate Director of Behavioral Health from the National Council on Aging. It's a Center for Healthy Aging. During the interview, the Closer Look was where it first appeared. Closer Look periodical with Rose Scott. Part 1 review. Suicide is the leading cause of death among senior citizens in the U.S. Other concerning factors about suicide in older adults. While older adults comprise of just 16.8% of the population here in the U.S., they make up 22% of the suicides. Seniors use the following methods: firearms, poisoning, or suffocation. Among people who attempt suicide, 1 out of 4 are successful. Why is suicide among seniors higher than other age groups? Well, the reasons are social isolation. That's why they kill themselves. Loss of freedom, independence, fear of becoming a burden on those that they love, grief over the loss of loved ones, chronic illness and pain, cognitive impairment, and financial troubles. Those are the reasons why seniors commit suicide. That's the review. I just did the review of part 1. Now, I'm going to start the second part of my presentation. What are the warning signs that an older adult are thinking about suicide? What does their behavior show? First of all, they're giving away beloved items and changing their will. Sudden interest in or disinterest in religion. Unexplained irritability or anger. Rapid change from angry to irritable to content concerning their emotions. Avoiding social activities. Neglecting self-care and medical regimens and grooming. Exhibiting a preoccupation with death, lacking concern for personal safety. A previous suicide attempt is the highest predictor that the person will ultimately commit suicide. Over 70% of older adults who die saw their primary care provider within 30 days of their death. Doctors can play a critical role in suicide prevention by screening their patients for suicide risk. How do you support someone who has suicidal thoughts? First, ask. That's the first thing. Don't be afraid to be direct with the person at risk. Ask questions like, quote, are you thinking about suicide? Unquote. Quote, can you tell me what's going on? Unquote. To initiate a conversation in a supportive and unbiased way, be sure to listen carefully to their answers and acknowledge their emotional pain. Help the person to stay focused on all all the reasons why they should want to keep living. Number 2, be there. If you are able to physically to be physically present with the person in order to ease feelings of isolation and provide a sense of connectedness. If face to face with the person is not possible, be there for them via telephone or video calls. Work with the individual to identify others who may be willing to lend their help. Be sure not to make any promises that you cannot keep. Number 3, keep them safe. Find out if the person has any already made attempts on their life. Do they have a specific plan or timing in mind? Do they have access to planners' method of harm? Learning the answers to these questions can help you to understand whether the person is at imminent danger in general. The more detailed the person's suicide plan is, the higher the risk. Someone who is imminent risk for suicide may require intensive intervention. The 988 Suicide Lifeline can be served as a valuable resource for helping you determine the next steps. Number 4, help them connect. If a senior in your life is thinking about suicide, it's important for them to establish support systems they can rely on now and in the future for moments of crisis. This includes suicide prevention hotlines such as Lifeline, which I just mentioned, 988, as well as resources available in the local community. First, find out the risk the person is currently seeing. Find out if the person at risk is currently seeing a mental health counselor or not. The Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, or SAMHSA, offers searchable, confidential directories of mental health providers across the nation. 5, follow up. Studies have shown that follow up will reduce the suicide related deaths in high risk populations. Once you've got Once you've had an initial conversation with the vulnerable person and helping them establish a support network, make sure to check in. Quote, Amanda Krisher explained, it could be a thing as simple as making a phone call to say hello, unquote. Quote, you could also send a message or even a card. She, unquote, she continued. Ask if there's anything else you can do to help them to get through this difficult time. Simple act of reaching out and showing you care can truly mean the difference between life and death. How the 8988 suicide prevention hotline can help older adults. Dialing or texting 988 connects people to crisis and crisis to concerned friends, family, and caregivers. Directly call Suicide and Crisis Lifeline, and counselors provide free, unbiased, confidential support 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Older adults who call send a text message to 988 will speak to a trained counselor located in one of 200 crisis centers all over the country. These counselors are experienced in responding to people in emotional distress, including those with suicidal intent. Dialing 988 is just dialing 911 for emergency response or 211 for information services. There's no need to dial any other digits besides those three, and that is 988, 911, or 211. One thing for certain, 988 Lifeline won't give you a busy signal and won't put you on hold. Thus ends my presentation for today. I hope that you found my talk to be both interesting and informative. My next presentation will be for my community on social media on the fourth Friday of each month. This particular month, I'm going to publish on Saturday, the fourth Saturday. I have a monthly presentations every first Saturday between 5 and 6 on an internet radio station called To God Be the Glory Broadcast Ministries. The link on the internet is tgb.org. Please tune in. My email address is M as in Mary, I as in ice, the word recovery, ROCEVERY 74 at gmail.com. Please send me your questions, your concerns, and your prayer requests. I am the founder of Uniquely and Wonderfully Made Ministries. My name is Renee D. Waring, and I am the warrior warring against mental illness and how it is perceived by the public. Thank you so much, and God bless you all.